Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be an unboxing haul and try on and first impression of some makeup products that I have over here. I'm feeling really super excited about today's video because these brands are the brands that I have always been dying to try them and get my hands on them, but sadly they are not available in Singapore. So I managed to ask my friend to help me get them from the United States, and thus I'm able to share with you guys today. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, before we start the makeup look for today, first I'm just going to do a mini haul and show you guys what products I have over here. So for today's eye makeup, I'm feeling really super excited. First of all, I have the Lorac palette over here. For those of you who doesn't know, Lorac is also quite a famous brand in the United States. So this is the Lorac Noir Pro palette. So I actually asked my friend to help me get them from the Ulta Beauty, and of course not forgetting my most desired brand that I've always wanted to try is the Morphe palette. Yeah, so I actually got two palettes from Morphe, and this is their Complexion Pro Face Palette. So it mainly consists of blusher, highlight and contour shades. And then I also got the Morphe 350 Supernatural Glow Eyeshadow Palette. And other than that, I also got some other products over here. NYX Glitter Primer. For those of you who doesn't know, NYX used to be available in Singapore, but sadly they closed down their shops and pulled out of the Singapore market. So you are not able to get NYX anywhere else in the retail stores in Singapore. So I managed to ask my friend to help me get some NYX products from there as well. And then I also got the Eco Tools Beauty Blender. This is their dual set. I believe Eco Tools, you can get them easily on iHerb, which I'm not very sure whether do they sell in this set or individually. And also I got the Covergirl Eyeshadow Primer. Covergirl is also not available in Singapore, but I believe you can also get them online, or perhaps you can go and search on iHerb. And then I also got some e.l.f. products. This is the e.l.f. Bite Size Eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Cream and Sugar. Yeah, so this is like a mini size eyeshadow palette, which is really cute looking. They have a lot of other shades available, and I believe they are also available on iHerb. And also I got their cream contour palette. This is from e.l.f. as well. And next I have this really huge advent calendar from NYX, yeah, which my friend actually got for me as a Christmas present. Thank you so much. Yeah, so this is the 24-day holiday countdown calendar, advent calendar. I never had one of these things before, so I find it really cute and interesting. Yeah, so this is how it looks like when to open up. Yeah, I'm not sure whether would it fit into the frame. Yeah, so you have like from day 1 all the way down to 25th, which is Christmas Day itself. And then you can just open up the individual cover each day, so you can actually just take the products out and use. However, I'm going to play cheat a little bit today, because I think if I were to open up individually and show you guys the products, this video is going to be like super long. So I'm just going to directly show you guys once and for all what are the products that's actually inside. So first of all, on this side, wow. Okay, so these are all the NYX, I believe is their slightly popular or bestseller products, and they all come in this super cute miniature size. So over here we have their butter gloss, and this is their eyeshadow base, eyeshadow primer, and their famous Born to Glow illuminator, and also some single eyeshadows, and also some of their soft matte lip cream, which is I think one of their popular or bestseller products. And then over here I have a lip oil, and let's check out the other side. Oops, okay, there's one eyeshadow that just fell. So over here on the other side, we have some other products from NYX as well. So over here is their Pore Filler Primer, which helps to minimize and smooth out your pores. And then also their HD finishing powder in a miniature size, really cute. And also some other single eyeshadow colors, and also their soft matte lip cream and butter gloss. Yeah, I have never tried their butter gloss before. However, I do quite like their soft matte lip cream, which is really very matte finishing looking, and it doesn't really dry out your lips too much. Okay, moving on to the makeup. I believe there's no way that I can try all the colors and palettes for you guys here today. So I'm just going to randomly pick palettes and some items here and there and try it out for you guys. For today's makeup look, I was actually aiming and hoping to do a smoky eye makeup, something which I haven't done for quite some time. So I hope I'll be able to achieve this makeup look today. Okay, so without further ado, let's just go ahead and officially start our makeup. Okay, for today's makeup, I'm going to do things slightly a little bit different and reverse, because I'm going to do a smoky eye makeup. So for today, I'm going to start with my eyes first. I already prepped my face with some skincare products, so I'm going to just let that sink in first. So before we start with the eyeshadow, first of all, I'm going to use the Covergirl eyeshadow primer to prime my eyelids. The shade of this eyeshadow primer does look somewhat similar to the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. Okay, before we start the eye makeup, first of all, I'm just going to show you guys the palettes that I have. So first of all is the Lorac Noir palette. So this is how it looks like. Very simple black cover. Oh, okay, so when you open up, there's actually a mirror inside. Quite a decent size mirror. And then they have this paper with the names of the eyeshadow written on it. Quite a cool tone palette, I would say, with a lot of shimmers and glitter shades. And of course the top row of this palette over here, they are all in matte texture. And next, of course, is my favorite brand, Morphe. So this is the 350 Supernatural Glow palette. I wasn't very sure which palette to get from Morphe actually, because I believe Morphe have a lot of different eyeshadow palettes that are actually quite good and famous. However, I'm not sure which one exactly is the better one, so I just kind of randomly chose this eyeshadow palette. And then the most frustrating thing was that after I got my friend to help me get this palette from Morphe, a few days later, Morphe launched their collaboration range with Pony, which is the eyeshadow palette. They have some lip balm, things like that, and I didn't manage to get my hands on them, which is really quite sad, because that one is like a limited edition range, I believe. Yeah, and the colors are all really very pretty, and it's actually trending on social media a lot recently. However, I'm still happy that I have this Morphe palette over here. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So inside there's no mirror at all, and they again have this plastic wrapper with the names of the shadow written on it. Yeah, so it mainly consists of matte, shimmers and glitters, and also I would say that it's quite a neutral palette. They have a lot of different shades of brown and nudes. They also have a lot of slightly brighter shades over here, pinkish and coral shades as well, which I believe should be quite versatile to create any different kind of makeup look. Next will be the Morphe face palette. So this is the one over here, again in a very simple black casing. And when you open up, again they also have a decent size mirror, and inside this palette they have different shades of contour, highlight and blusher. These two shades over here are the blusher shades, and then two highlight shades over here with some shimmers. And over here you have 3 different shades of contour, and you also have a brightener, which I believe you can use it for underneath your eye area. Yeah, so overall it's actually not bad looking. However, I'm not so sure about the blusher shade, because the pink color has somewhat some shimmers and glitters inside, so it's not entirely matte texture, and also the color looks a little bit too pinkish. But nevertheless, I'm going to try out this palette on my face later on. Okay, so for today eye makeup, I think overall I'll still be using the Lorac palette because I believe the shades appeal to me more easily, might be slightly more suitable for today's smoky eye makeup look. And for today's makeup look, I'll also be using the e.l.f. 6-piece brush set together with some of my existing makeup brushes as well. Okay, so without further ado, let's just go ahead and start the eye makeup. Okay, first of all, I'm going to use my existing makeup brush and I'm going to go for this shade over here, and I'm going to use this to put it in my crease area. So far the powder feels pretty smooth. It doesn't feel cakey and it doesn't really have much too many powder falling out from the palette. So next, taking another brush, a more flatter one, I'm going to use the same shade and put it underneath my eye area. I'm doing things reversed a little bit today, starting with my eyes, is because since we are doing a smoky look, so I thought it would be safer to do the eye makeup first in case there's any powder that fell onto my cheek, so it'd be easier to clean up afterwards. Okay, next I think I'm going to go for this shade over here, just to slightly darken it at the end of my eye area and blend inwards. Okay, so I already completed this shade at the end of my eye area and also underneath my eyes. Next, I'm just going to change to another brush and I'm going to go for this dark shimmer shade. Just going to blend it on top of the shade earlier. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to use the e.l.f. makeup brush. Okay, so I'm just going to use this flat shader brush and I'm just going to try and blend the shades together. This e.l.f. brush actually feels quite soft. It's not prickly on the eyes. Just going to take it up to my crease somewhat. I feel that this shade is a little bit difficult to blend out. I'm not exactly sure it's the eyeshadow or is it because of the eyeshadow primer from Covergirl, because I've never used Covergirl products before. Okay, this is not looking exactly too good, but I'll try my best. I have a feeling that today's makeup look might be a disaster. I'm not sure, but we will try and see. So I'm going to do the same on the other side. Okay, so I have already placed this shade over here on top of the earlier shade just now at the end of my eye area and also underneath the eyes, so just to give it a little bit more slightly darker kind of effect. And right now I'm going to do a little bit of eyeliner. I'm going to tight line my eyes to make it a little bit more darker and more smokier. So for eyeliner, I'll be using the Makeup Forever Aqua XL waterproof pencil liner. I'm not going to draw all the way to the front. I'm just going to do about probably half of it. Okay, so something like this. So right now you can see that the intensity is starting to slowly come together. I think I'm going to use this small angle brush from the e.l.f. brush set. I'm just going to use this to do a little marking for the tip of the eyeliner. Okay, so far it's looking not too bad. So I have a slightly small flick at the end of my eye area. So next, I'm just going to go back to the Lorac palette and I'm just going to go for the darkest shade in the palette, which is this I believe it's black matte color over here. And I'm just going to smudge out the eyeliner with this. Okay, so this is the darker shade done. I'm also going to do the same for underneath the eyes. Okay, now we are done with the darker shade, and going back to the palette. Next, I'm just going to go for a glitter shade. I think I'll go for this shade over here, slightly golden nude shade. And I guess I'm just going to use my finger over here, and I'm just going to place it at the center, slightly towards the front of my eyelid. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but the shimmer of this color is really quite pretty. And then for underneath the eye area, I'm going to go for this slightly lighter shimmer shade. I'm just going to place it underneath over here, just to slightly brighten up the whole eye makeup. Okay, I guess the whole eye makeup is now completed. I'm going to put on some mascara and false eyelashes, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and I'm done with the eye makeup. I also put on some false eyelashes, and right now my face over here, my cheeks are looking a little bit messy because of some smudges and powder fallout. So I'm just going to quickly clean the underneath of my eye area. So it's always good to do your eye makeup first before your foundation, especially if you are doing a heavy smoky eye makeup like this. Okay, moving on to the face. First of all, I'm going to try out this Pore Filler Primer from NYX. I'm going to rub this between my fingers and apply to my T-zone area, especially over here where I have slightly large pores. I can feel and see that it instantly smooths out my pore over here. Okay, next I'm just going to quickly do my color correcting, and here I'm using the Artistry color correcting concealer. Correct my any marks and scarrings. And for the blending part, I'm going to use the Eco2 blending sponge. This is completely in dry form, and so far it's actually feeling quite soft and squishy. I'm not sure how it will look like when it's being wet with water, but for today I'm just going to use this as it is. I do quite like the shape of this sponge, because over here this is like a tapered, sharp tapered edge, so you can actually blend your under eye area concealer quite easily, and I believe also on the mouth area where you want to do some correcting. Okay, before I move on to the foundation, first of all I'm going to slightly moisturize my lips, and for that I'm using the NYX Lip Oil. It does have a slightly fruity, sweet kind of smell, but personally for me, I'm totally fine with it. So far it's feeling very moisturizing and very comfortable on the lips. Okay, next I'm just going to move on to the foundation and concealer. So for the foundation, I'm going to be using the stippling brush from the e.l.f. brush set, and also blend out together with the Eco2 beauty sponge. So I'm just going to apply this to the center of my face, and then using the brush and sponge and just slowly blend outwards. The size of this brush is actually quite small, so it may take some time for you to blend the entire whole face out. Yeah, there's a little bristle that just came out of the brush. I haven't used stippling brush for quite a long time. Mainly it's because I feel that some stippling brush, they do leave foundation marks when you try to blend them out. So nowadays, mostly I use beauty sponge to blend my foundation more. But nevertheless, the bristle of this brush is so far it's feeling quite okay. Although it's a little bit prickly on the skin, but it's not that bad to the extent that you can't use it because it's too painful. There's bristles that kept falling out from the brush. Yeah, once you blend out everything with the sponge, it's even more refined and more smooth looking. Okay, that's the foundation done. Next, moving on to concealer, and for that I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer, and this is in the shade 305 Ivory. So I'm just going to brighten up the inner corner and also slightly a little bit over here. So again, I'm going to use the sponge to blend everything out. Next, I'm just going to move on to my eyebrows because I think I look a little bit funny without my eyebrows. And for that, I'll be using the Benefit Browsing Powder. And for the pencil, I'll be using the Anastasia Brow Wiz Pencil in Soft Brown. First, I'm just going to use the spoolie brush from the e.l.f. brush set and smooth out my eyebrows. Okay, so my brows are now completely done. Next, I'm just going to set my entire face with some loose powder, and for that I'll be using the NYX HD loose powder compact over here. And for that I'll be using this blending brush from the e.l.f. brush makeup set. So I'm just going to press the powder into my skin so that it sets properly. Okay, next moving on to blusher, contour and highlight, and for that I'll be using the Morphe face palette. And first of all, for the blusher, because we have quite a heavy eye makeup going on today, so I think for blusher wise I'm just going to go very light on it. So for that I'll be using this orangey shade over here. Now, this is quite a nice and sweet pinkish coral shade. Okay, next I'm going to move on to the highlighter. For that, I think I'll be using this shade over here. This is more like a champagne nude kind of a color. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys can see anything, but I'm not seeing anything on my face here in the mirror. Texture of the powder is pretty smooth. However, the shimmer is not as bright and shimmery as I thought it would be. Okay, there you go. So you have to add on a little bit more on the brow bone as well. Yeah, now I do see the shimmer effect of this highlighter. Yeah, so you definitely have to slowly build on little bit by bit. So you see, just one stroke, you can't tell much unless you want a very natural looking kind of highlight. But if you prefer something a little bit more intense, you have to slowly add on a little bit by bit to get that kind of intensity that you want. And then I'm also going to do a little bit on the nose bridge. I'm going to do a little bit on the tip of my nose. Okay, next moving on to the contour. I think I'll be using this bronzer shade instead, because this one seems a little bit too dark for my skin tone perhaps. So I'm just going to use somewhere in the middle shade. I'm just going to do the contour here. Yeah, this shade is actually somewhat quite okay. It's not too light, but it's not too dark either. Okay, so the blusher, highlight and contour are finally completed, and last but not least, I'm going to move on to my lips. And for that, I'm going to be using these two shades from NYX from the Advent Calendar. First of all, I'll be using their Soft Matte Lip Cream, and then I'm going to top up with this Butter Gloss. So first of all, I'm just going to dab away the lip oil I have on my lips previously. So I'm just going to use a tissue. So first of all, I'm going to use this Soft Matte Lip Cream. This is quite a nice natural nude color. but because I wanted to have a little bit of gloss for the lips today, so I'm going to top up the butter gloss on top. This is in the shade Fortune Cookie. So I'm just going to place this at the center of my lips and blend outwards. Okay, so the entire whole makeup is now finally completed. I'm going to quickly fix up my hair a little bit and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and just to quickly summarize everything that I've used so far for today. First of all, the Covergirl Eyeshadow Primer. I have to say that the texture is lightweight and it's pretty easy to blend out on the eyelids. However, I'm not so sure about its holding power for eyeshadow powder. I guess I have to use a few more times to find out, and whether does it really makes the eyeshadow color even more pigmented and more pop out. Next would be the Lorac Eyeshadow Palette, which I have to admit that I somewhat do quite like it. I love how the entire whole eye makeup looks turned out to be today, and the colors inside are all looking very rich looking, especially the shimmery shades and glitters. So overall, I really do quite like this Lorac eyeshadow palette. I guess I just have to play around with it a little bit more to try to create different kind of looks beside smoky eyes. And next would be the Morphe face palette. The blusher so far, I do quite like the shade. I feel that it's actually quite natural looking, so you can actually pair it with a heavy eye makeup or for a very natural day look. I'm not quite a fan of the highlighter. It doesn't show up that obvious, but if you're a fan of a natural highlighter, you might like this. Next, for the bronzer, so far I feel that the bronzer is actually quite okay. I hardly use bronzer actually, to be honest, because I guess bronzer is more meant for like warming up your face, your complexion. If you are too pale looking, you can actually use this to warm up your complexion. But personally for me, I hardly do that for my face makeup. Next would be the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream and the Butter Gloss. So far I really do love this, and also the lip oil which I applied earlier on. The lip oil is very moisturizing, which I really love. And then the soft matte lip cream and butter gloss, I do love the soft matte lip cream color by itself. I feel that it's a very neutral nude tone, and then once you top up with the butter gloss, you get this very perfect natural nude color. And also the pore filler, which I really do love as well. And then for the finishing powder, so far it's actually quite okay. I'm not sure whether it's this like oil control or anything like that, because it doesn't say on the compact. So far it's only mineral based, and it's a finishing powder, HD finishing powder. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you guys find this video very helpful. So give this video a little thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you want to know more of my daily life updates, you can follow me on my Instagram account over here. Okay, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.